I don't think anybody cares about the environment and the land more than a farmer who's dependent on them every day of his life for his very existence.
Farmers in general are environmentalists. First and foremost, we work in the land more than anybody does, so the last thing we want is not clean water.
The picturesque Vermont landscape is all created by being a good steward. And if you don't keep that up, that's where all the negativity around farming comes in, because every time you hear about something bad to do with farming, it's generally somewhere where something is not being done the right way.
Just you wait to listen for the storm. When the dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane, oh, that old hurricane comes.
Farmers are critical land stewards here in Vermont from a water quality perspective, frankly from a climate change perspective, and the ability of our soils to continue to sequester carbon.
All the water quality and everything we're doing, no-till practices, minimum till practices, injecting manure.
We just constantly are looking at our systems of how to be efficient and minimize our impact on the planet.
Every little thing we do, we are under a microscope.
Trying to stay within the wickets of what everybody describes as the right thing to do isn't as easy for one farm as it is for another.
But it is done for good reasons, and farmers are good about doing it.
Sample the manure so we'll know what the nutrient value of this manure was, and then we'll know exactly where it went.
We each year compile what we call our Clean Water Annual Performance Report, and we're looking across the entire Vermont landscape for the investments being made in clean water. So it's things like agricultural water quality, stormwater management, wastewater treatment, floodplain and wetland restoration. And agriculture at this point is doing the lion's share of those reductions.
Agriculture was responsible for 40% of the phosphorus loading. This is all EPA numbers, but we're being told we're going to clean up 60% of it.
If you notice, that's more than they're actually contributing. Have to essentially have a deficit on the farm. We're asking them, as a society, we're contributing X phosphorus. And we're saying, farmers, please take some of the society phosphorus and figure out how to reduce it.
No other industry in the state of Vermont has that responsibility on their back.
Whether they milk cows, grow crops, or you build a house. The day of zero impact on the environment is gone.
We have more and more people living in these smaller communities, more and more houses, more and more sewer systems, all being dumped into those municipalities. And they've done zero to improve them. They're not any bigger. So, we get a big rain and all of a sudden they're flooding over. It's okay because it's a municipality.
In the public sector, when they're saying, well, ag is a big part of the problem. What's forgotten is ag is actually solving their problem plus solving a societal phosphorus contribution as well.
A lot of people don't grow their own food, they buy their food, so their impact is basically put over on someone else's shoulders.
Most years, agriculture is able to demonstrate that they are achieving upwards of 80% of the total phosphorus reductions here in the state of Vermont.
And farmers have made millions of dollars in investments to improve the environment.
Because farmers all want to do the best for their lands, for their neighbors.
Being stewards of land, leaving things better than you found them. We kind of take pride in that.
Having farmed in Vermont now for 54 years, just the changes that have taken place.
We were convinced that you always had to fall plow. Whether you're in the mud or not, you had to fall plow in order to be able to work the land. Actually, the best thing for any soil is not to till it. So when we get these 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch storms, because you have that organic matter plus the structure, it allows the soil to absorb it instead of it running off.
Prior to all this education, perhaps we were high on the list. We had a lot to lower, but we have come forward and we have lowered it so much, and it's really celebrated
by the watershed groups of how much we have contributed to correcting the problem. It's created a we can do more mindset with the dairy farm.
Going back to around 2013, we worked with only a couple farms in this county, Addison County, on cover cropping type practices. And 3 years later, we were working with over 60 farms.
Winter wheat will grow, greens up nice, it doesn't get so tall.
Cover crops help mitigate runoff by providing both like a physical, vegetative buffer that's reducing the movement of sediment off field.
And then in the buffer strips, we've got medium fescue, some tall fescue, orchard grass, and red clover.
That buffer is also helping to trap nutrients to help prevent those nutrients from running into our waterways.
When I started, nobody really cover cropped. I don't recall ever seeing any field be green in the wintertime. And now it's hard to find fields some days that are not cover cropped.
First thing in the spring, it's the first thing you see green. And as a farmer, it makes you proud to drive around the county, the state, and see that. Knowing that farm, your neighbor, yourself, you're doing the right thing.
There are things that require the farmers to get out on the land each year and repeat, whether it's cover crops, conservation tillage, manure injection. These are labor-intensive activities, but they are the activities that right now are driving the water quality improvements we are able to account for here in Vermont.
Looking at reduced tillage and no-till, same time period, we went from working with only 2 farms doing those types of practices to over 24 farms doing those types of practices.
There's a lot more. The way we fertilize. The way we fertilize, there's tons to it that people don't understand. They just think we're out there just spreading poop and putting it right in the water. That's not happening.
Through you guys doing injection and spreading your manure evenly across the land base, since you're able to, basically put on the perfect amount of nutrients to feed this year's crop, so we won't.
We're injecting manure subsurface into the soils so that we're not having manure running off the fields when we get these excessive rain events.
There's 5 injectors in the back of the spreader, and when I get out to the field, I hydraulically set it down, and it basically pushes the manure underground in basically 5 tracks the width of the spreader.
We have a manure meeting every spring before we spread a gallon. We sit everybody down, and one sentence they say is, it is absolutely never an option for manure to leave our field. It's not an option. A lot of farmers have camps on the lake, a lot of farmers fish, a lot of, swim at the local watering hole. Farmers like Vermont the way it is, and we want to keep it that way,
We're ready to do what we need to take care of the waterways in Vermont, take care of the land, and responsibly keep farming.
You can help support Vermont farmers by choosing local products, by visiting our farms, and by sharing this video. Join us in preserving this critical part of our Vermont way of life.
Please take the time to call, write, or visit your legislators and share this video to support our Working Lands initiatives. Produced by Monument Farms in association with the Vermont Dairy Promotion Council and the Vermont Dairy Producers Alliance. Stay tuned. Our final episode, episode 7, comes March 30th. Monument Farms, delivering nature's most perfect food since 1930.